Hello class, hopefully I'll get this video up there a lot sooner for you on how to use the calculators in the Module 8 for the calculation quiz number 4. So I'm right now in the student view taking a screenshot in the video here, and you see we're going to go down to calculation quiz 4. And this also will address the question about these practice questions you're asking about and trying to get extra practice in before the test, get used to the calculator. Before I even take the quiz, I see up here that problem number 1 on the quiz is going to be assuming the samples are independent, test a relationship between these samples that seem to have about 5 numbers in them. And then there's a linked calculator. So the first thing I do is I go over there and I see if I can understand how this calculator works. And it says a little bit of a blurb up here about how it's working, but as I could see from the example, there's going to be sets of just 5 numbers here. So I'm just going to come over here into this calculator and try typing in 5 numbers. Let's say 2, 3, 4, 7, 2. And I'll come over into group 2 and stick in a handful of numbers 5, 3, 4, 2, 9. Remember, these are just samples of numbers. I'm making them up. They're not coming from anywhere. You go over here. It's an unpaired test, I guess. I don't know. Let's see what I'm getting here. Ooh, I recognize some of this information, though. Two-tailed p-values. We talked about p-values. This is not statistically significant, so this would be a don't reject the null hypothesis. Gives me a confidence interval. Lots of information here. Interesting. Let's go back and see if I can do it and try to make it more extreme so there is a difference. Let's say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The average would be about 3. Let's go something like 34, 54, 62, 17, and 43. So these two groups now do seem to have different means. I'll calculate now. Come over here. P-value is very small all of a sudden, and it says it would be statistically significant. And then I get this confidence interval again if I need it. So, okay, I feel kind of familiar with this now. I'm going to be able to do this, I think. I'm going to go into the calculation quiz and come down here and take the quiz. And when I take the quiz, most likely it's going to give me a question that looks something like this. Farmer Josh had a chicken that laid 5, 6, 3, 5, and 2 eggs. He has a goose that lays 2, 1, 3, 4, 1 eggs. Is there a difference in the number of eggs laid by the two animals? So if I'm looking for a difference here, I'm going to have to find a p-value and test all these hypotheses. So I start off with some kind of h-naught. There is no difference. ha, there is a difference. T-value, p-value, and then maybe a conclusion. So let's go over and see this out. So if this showed up in the quiz, it's got 5, 6, 3, 5, 2. So I already have my quiz open with 5, 6, 3, 5, 2. 5, 6, 5, 3, 2. And then what were the gooses, or the geese, I guess? 2, 1, 3, 4, 1. 2, 1, 3, 4, 1. I'm going to run the test here. Okay, looks like we have a p-value of 0.0656. P-value 0.0656, two-tailed, because is there a difference as opposed to one being higher or one being lower? And then t-value was 2.132, 2.132, 2.132. So in the two-tailed test, because it's testing a difference, it's above 5% here. This is above 5%. So I guess I would fail to reject the null. I do not have evidence of a significant difference between the goose and the chicken. Okay, that was about 5 minutes, and that was with playing with the calculator beforehand. So if you play with the calculator beforehand, it's very reasonable to be able to finish these problems in about 5 minutes, or hopefully far less than 5 minutes. So play with the calculators before you take the quiz. Make sure you know how they work, make up your own problems, and ask me if you'd like any other help. Okay, take care.